Hello, and welcome to day one of the 5-day Posts That Convert challenge. I'm so excited to have you here today because I get to show you how to take control of your marketing, how to take control of your online brand, and therefore take control of your dreams. The fact of the matter is you are a co-creator with God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, and you can have as much success, as much money as you want, but you need to also take action. You need to be smart, and you need to combine a good mindset with a concrete marketing strategy. So that's why I'm so excited to have you here today, because I'm going to give you that strategy that creates 10 and 20K months, okay? It's absolutely possible, and I want you guys to get out of your head that it's not. I know that online marketing, in groups and stuff, people kind of brag about this 10K month or 20K month, and there's a rumor going around that it's not possible, or that it's just a branding scheme. But I'm telling you right now, it is 100% possible. I am living proof. Look at my brand, look at my stories. I've been around for, been online for a while. I am proof that it can happen, okay? So whether you're already known online, if you have a big following, or if you're just starting out and trying to get your first client, this challenge is going to help you make more money, period. Guaranteed. But, and I am guaranteeing that you'll make money on this, okay, by doing these things. But you need to do the work, okay? It's not enough to just sit around and do your mindset work. I know people like, I'm not going to say it on here, but there's bigger names where they say, they're kind of preaching that all you have to do is sit on your couch, meditate, and money will just come to you. I disagree with that. I think it takes mindset combined with inspired action, okay? I want to give you a little background of my story first. So when I first started my business 5 years ago, I was struggling to make ends meet. I was literally fighting for jobs on job boards. I was posting on Kijiji, which is kind of the Canadian version of Craigslist. And I was, I was spamming people. Sorry, I'm in a coffee shop, so it's a little bit loud. But I was, spamming people. I was messaging people on Facebook saying, hey, I thought you might be interested in this package. I think it'd be really good for you. And, hey, I know I just met you, but I'm doing a 90% off sale on my copywriting package. It's really embarrassing now that I think of it. Super embarrassing. Don't do that. It'll tarnish your name. You can come back from it if you've been doing that. Don't worry, you can come back. I did. But there's a better way. So again, when I was first starting out, I kind of watched every webinar I could get my hands on, every webinar I downloaded, every freebie I could find. I spent, hundreds of hours just doing this research on how to make money online on Facebook. And what I found were two underlying themes in all of this free content that I just absorbed. Okay, two strategies that kind of work to make money online on Facebook specifically. So the first strategy is to build a funnel and run ads to it. This is by far the fastest and easiest way to get leads, but it takes a little bit of money and a little bit of testing. So you're kind of testing, you're putting your money into this testing. Some days it might not convert at all, other days it will. You do have to put a little money up front to run ads to a funnel, okay? It absolutely works, and I've built many funnels. And by the way, if you're at that point where you're ready to combine doing Facebook marketing with a funnel and running ads to it, send me a message, send me an email. We can talk about your next steps, because that's what I do. I build funnels. I write copy for the funnels. I eat that for lunch. Okay. So if you need help with a funnel, feel free to send me a message, send me an email. Now, the second strategy that I found from all these freebies that works, and almost every coach will tell you it works, is getting visible in Facebook groups. Almost every successful coach has used this method when they were first starting out, or they combine the method still with running Facebook ads. The reason they tell you to do this is because it works. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the big thing, and especially if you're a new entrepreneur using Facebook groups, or you're just starting out, Facebook is changing. Everything changes, and you just have to roll with the punches. That's just life. Everything changes. But Facebook specifically is changing its algorithms to favor high value and authentic content. So what does this mean? This basically means that gone are the days when you can just write, a pretty quote and put it on a pretty picture and post in groups 3 times a day, and you'll get noticed and get leads. I mean, that kind of used to work when people were just figuring out how to use Facebook groups, and that's what I used to do when I was first starting out. But it doesn't work anymore. People will just be like, oh, she has no idea what she's talking about. I'm not saying you can't post an inspirational quote once in a while. Absolutely, if you find something that you want to share, or you find a quote that really just lights you up that day, then yes, post it. But you don't want to be that person that's known for posting quotes. You don't want to be that. The only thing you're known for is inspiring people, because people aren't going to pay for that. They can go on Pinterest and or Google quotes and get inspired all by themselves. They don't need, they're not going to pay for that. They might like it. They might, they might like it. They might say, oh, that was a great post. That was a great quote. Thank you for that. But they're not going to pay you for that. Okay, so so gone are the days. The other bad thing that you can't do anymore is do a post saying that you're having a big sale, like a 90% off sale. My $6,000 package is now going for $297. That kind of stuff doesn't work anymore. And even in promotional groups, groups that allow promotions, a lot of them will kick you out for that because they want a combination of value and promotion. Right, and a lot of groups don't allow promotion at all, and I understand that. My strategies are going to work even in those groups, but you can't do that stuff anymore and make money. You might be able to do it once in a while on your own list, but again, that's not going to build up your. You're not going to look like an expert if that's what you're doing all day long, right? I mean, an expert rarely gives sales, if any. And if they do give a sale, it may be 20% off, or it might be if you're running a challenge. At the end of this challenge, I'm going to give you a small, I'm going to offer a package where you get a little bit of a discount on it, right? So it can be done, but it needs to be done in moderation. It can't be every single post. That doesn't work anymore. Again, most groups, if you're not providing value and you're not being authentic and you're not putting in something new, you're going to get kicked out really fast. But that's okay, because we're smart, right? We're smarter than that. We know how to roll with the punches, and we know how to make money on any online environment. Hell, I can make money offline if I want. I have strategies for that as well. But for the sake of this, we're going to focus on online, and we're going to make money, because it is possible. And again, I want you to keep in mind, if you're just starting out and you're just going to start posting in groups, today or tomorrow, it's going to usually it'll take you a week or two for the Facebook algorithm to pick up. And there's different strategies you can use, and I'll explain that. Different strategies to up your algorithm rate so that your post gets noticed. So let's say that you do a post and nobody comments on it. It doesn't mean that nobody liked it. It could just mean that they didn't see it, that Facebook didn't present it to them, right? Because someone who has a higher engagement rating is going to get presented higher up in the news feed. Even if you have the most recent post, they're going to be on the top of the news feed. Okay, so it just takes a little bit while to build that up, but there are ways around that. There's ways to build that up. Okay, so I'm telling you. So the strategy that I use is going to combine a little bit of mindset work, because that's very important. And if you haven't watched The Secret, if you don't know what the law of attraction is, you need to go watch it right now, because it'll change your life. For the sake of, I want to keep this video pretty short, so I'm not going to go into that right now. But you need to go watch The Secret if you don't know what the law of attraction is. Okay, so we're going to combine that with your personal stories. So we're going to get vulnerable in your stories. We're going to talk about your triumphs. We're going to talk about your flopping failures, and we're going to talk about really vulnerable stories that people can just connect with. Those things that you would only tell your best friend, right? For example, I have built my business up to the point that it is and making very lucrative 5-figure months by telling stories like, what were some stories I told? I talked about breakups. I talk about my random trip to a sex club, and I don't want to say it too loud in here. And I talk about, just like everything. I talk about about this guy that came up to me while I was renewing my license, and he wanted me to be his third wife. He actually said that in public to me. So, that was a really high converting post because people laugh at it. It entertains them. They feel like they know me. They feel like they're there with me. And that's what sells, right? So if you want your first 10 or 20K a month, you're gonna have to get vulnerable. Now, I'm not saying you have to talk about sex, and to be honest, unless you get really good at writing these posts, I wouldn't talk about anything in the sexual nature in the beginning, because a lot of group members, a lot of group admins, will kick you out of the group for talking about that. And I've been kicked out of many groups. I consider it a badge of honor because, I'm getting noticed, and those posts that I did, they still converted very well. They brought in a bunch of leads for me because people noticed it, right? I don't know why the admins would kick me out. I guess they don't do that stuff, but it works. Okay, so don't talk about that stuff. But we're still going to get out there. We might talk about your wild night at a bar. We might talk about a random conversation you had with an ex, something like that. But I'll teach you exactly how to get into those stories later on. But that's what we're going to convert. That's what is going to convert, all right? And that's going to make your audience feel like they know you. It's going to make them feel like you're a friend. It's going to make you're going to find your personal tribe who loves you no matter what. Like my tribe, when I post these stories, they laugh at it. They understand me. They don't see me as, they don't call me any bad words or anything or want to block me. They truly love me for every part of me. And doing this, showing, both the inspirational, nice side of you and the kind of crazy, wacky side of you is going to create a sense of polarity, which converts very well. It's a well-known copywriting secret. If you're creating polarity in your character, which means you're kind of the good and the bad, you're showing two different sides. A lot of dating coaches will teach you to, this is just an example, but a dating coach might teach you to be super nice 1 minute and then kind of turn cold or be a little rough, be kind of a tomboy or a bad boy. You're having both sides of it, and it just shows that you're not boring. There's many sides of you, and people become addicted to that polarity. Okay, so again, I promise you, if you do this work, even if you're brand spanking new, okay, if you're known online already and you're applying these strategies, you're going to have your first 10 or 20K month within about 30 days. If you're posting online every day, 5 days a week, there's no doubt in my mind if you know how to sell. If you're brand new, it might take, if you're well known, it would probably take about 30 days. If you're brand new, it might take 30 to 60 days, only because now your posts are still going to convert. You're still going to have people reaching out to you. You're still going to have leads coming in, but it might take you a little bit longer to hit those numbers because you're not comfortable with your product yet. You're not as comfortable on that sales call, which takes practice. Okay, so that's the only reason I would say it would take a little bit longer. But if you already know your stuff, if you know what you're talking about, you can also do it within 30 days, no problem. Okay, so I promise you can do this, but do the work. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it. I'm going to teach you how to apply these classic copywriting strategies that convert to every single post. And if you do that with every single post and you post 5 days a week, you will get those consistent 5-figure months. Okay, I promise. Now, you do have to do the work though. Again, do the work. Okay, so let's get started. So today's tasks, I'm going to have you build the foundation of a successful Facebook group marketing campaign. Every great copywriter, every great entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur for that matter, knows that research is 90% of the work. If you know who you're talking to and what you're selling, that's most of the work finished for you. So I want you to do 3 things today. Okay? So if you haven't already, and I know a lot of you have found me in Facebook groups, so I'm assuming you already know which groups are your favorite. But if you haven't yet, I want you to find 3 to 5 groups where your ideal client is hanging out. Generally, I like to keep my groups under 5,000. If they're a little bit over, that's fine. Or I'm in some big groups too, like 20, 30,000. The big thing I want you to think about here is I want you to go through the group, and I want you to see if people are engaging on the posts. Okay, so what I mean by that is if you see 10 posts where there's only like 1 or 2 likes, or maybe 1 comment every 10th post or something, obviously people aren't engaging in that group, and it's just going to be a waste of your time. Okay, so I want you to find a group where people are posting value. Kudos if you can find a group that allows value and a little bit of promotion. Okay, I know a lot of group members don't allow that anymore, so don't worry. I'll teach you how to do it without that. But if you can find groups that allow promotion and value and people are interacting, that's a gold mine. Okay, so places where your ideal client would be, groups like that, where they're engaging. That's the number one thing you need to look for, is engagement in those groups. Okay, now I know a lot of you already know this, so we're just going to go on to step 2. The second thing I want you to do today is I want you to come up with 4 stories. Okay, I want 2 of the stories to be inspirational, so things that you have achieved in life. Maybe it's success in your business, maybe it's a client's success when they worked with you, something that's really going to inspire people to take action, to move forward, to take that next step in their business because of what they read, right? Again, you want them to be, you don't have to write them out today, okay, but just like brainstorm the ideas for these stories. So I want 2 inspirational stories and 2 kind of crazy, wacky, totally out of your comfort zone stories. Okay, so again, this could be you're going to a bar, it could be getting lost somewhere on vacation, it could be, you got out of, I don't even know, let's say a police ticket or something, I have no idea, okay? Just something that shows your personality and who you are, stories that are kind of funny, but a little crazy, things that you and your best friend would laugh about. These are the stories I want you to come up with, okay? So 2 inspirational, 2 kind of crazy, wacky stories like that, and again, just kind of do the ideas for them today. We'll write them out for your actual post later in the week, okay? The third thing I want you to do today, so 1 is find your Facebook groups, 2 is to come up with 4 stories, 2 inspirational, 2 crazy wacky. And the third thing I want you to do today is come up with a feature and benefit list. What I mean, so some of you may know what this is, but what I mean by that is I want you to list all of the features that you sell. So your features are like, for me, it's the sales page, it's the email marketing campaign, it's the website copy, right? Or the brand. It's for you, it might be they get 18 calls in the next 16 months, and they get unlimited messenger support. Whatever features you're selling, whatever, whether it's a course or a group program, whatever you're selling, write out every single feature of that. Right beside it, I want you to write out the emotional benefits of every single feature. Okay, so I know you've probably heard of emotional benefits, but I want to give you a little bit of context for that. So the emotional benefit it's really the benefit of the benefit. So let's say they get 18 calls with you in 6 months. The emotional benefit of that is they get support. They have answers to their questions right away. They're going to know exactly how to make money. If they have a sales call today, they can reach out to you and say, what do I say? Right? Or is this the right thing I should do? How much should I charge? Whatever, they have someone in their corner. They're giving them the answer. People will pay a lot of money if you're giving them the answer, even if they know it in their head. Okay, they want to hear it from someone else. So it's that emotional benefit, and then you can take that even further. So what is that going to do? That's going to give them their first $10,000 a month, okay, or $20,000 a month, whatever it is. That's going to give them, go even further into it, that's going to give them the chance to experience flying first class for the first time. They're going to be able to lean back their chair in first class. It's going to taste, use sensory words. It's going to taste like champagne. It's going to taste like caviar. It's going to feel warm and cozy, not like that freezing cold air conditioning that comes down on you in economy class, and you're freezing for the next 5 hours of the flight. Okay, it's nice and warm and cozy. You get a little blanket. Okay, paint this picture for them. That's the benefit of the benefit. That's what's going to sell your shit out. Okay, so write a list of features and then the benefits. and do that. And again, you don't have to write the stories. Just do jot notes. Do it as fast as you can. You don't have to spend too much time on this, but you need to have something you can go and grab. So if you're writing a post and you want to know what benefit you should use today, or what feature sells this benefit, then you can just go grab that right out of your list. It's a lot easier than sitting there and brainstorming, writing every single post every single day.